Isaiah 61. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. And they shall build the old wastes, they shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations. And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. But ye shall be named the priests of the Lord. Men shall call you the ministers of our God. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves. For your shame ye shall have double, and for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore in their land they shall possess the double, everlasting joy shall be unto them. For I the Lord love judgment, I hate robbery for burnt offering, and I will direct their work in truth, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them, and their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which the Lord hath blessed. I will greatly rejoice in the Lord, my soul shall be joyful in my God. For he hath clothed me with the garments of salvation, he hath covered me with the robe of righteousness, as a bridegroom decketh himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorneth herself with her jewels. For as the earth bringeth forth her bud, and as the garden causeth the things that are sown in it to spring forth, so the Lord God will cause righteousness and praise to spring forth before all the nations.
All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kapadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elder GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem. Yeah, Salakia. The camera had, disconnected. And I moved the table. Salakia had to get it back logged in. Um, should be good now. Let me know if I'm good on y'all end. Con. Yeah, the USB slipped out using this external camera. But yeah, getting back into it. Shalom to you brothers, you believers, you listeners who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures, through faith in Yahweh Shema Shai. And what we're gonna get into today is pretty much dealing with the statement that was made, all right, to Eve in the garden, which we go into it a lot, but I have some videos, to kind of, go with, Genesis 3, okay, the 3rd chapter, okay, the dialogue, which we don't know the in-depth, of the conversation, between the serpent and Eve, but as you can see, what's playing out today, you can tell that, women's liberation, was a part of it, okay, multiple men, you have this culture now of sugar babies, okay, which I have a video going into that, okay, where you have all these different alternative lifestyle, because when you look at it, the majority, of our women, the masses of them, want to be everything but a wife, okay, and it's a plague amongst, the women of the tribe, especially the Southern Kingdom, to pretty much die alone, okay, because they've been liberated pretty much, the hell with a hot girl summer, they have a hot girl life, all right, and what did the serpent say? You shall not surely die. But when you look at the culture of our people, because as you've seen, over the last, few matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up this website too. I'm gonna go to GMS Lighthouse. I'm gonna pull her channel up in a minute. Okay, I just hold it right there. All right, but pretty much, all right, the women that take hold, to, all right, the ways of the serpent, which we know today to be Esau Edom, the more they take on to their lifestyle, all right, the more death, becomes a part of the culture of our people, okay, through abortions, all right, through sexual, STDs, okay, and through what, man? Street culture, all right. So let's get into Genesis, the 3rd chapter, go over a few scriptures, and then we'll go into the videos now. Let's get this here. So let's deal with Genesis 3, all right, and 1. It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai had made. Now, when you go into this word serpent, okay, because one thing about it, all right, all right, so we always get it, we'll just drive home the point. Okay, you go into that Hebrew word, let's get the root. All right, when you go into the root, is, all right, nakash, okay, which means to do what? It says to practice divination, to divine, to observe signs, to learn by experience, okay? And what, the nigga woman is always trying to find her damn self, okay? Going to college, and after college, you know, 10 years of just, exploring life and traveling and pretty much, getting miles on the body, okay? And getting all this experience, but gaining nothing towards nation building, man. All right. It said to diligently observe, practice fortune telling, okay, take as an omen, all right, pretty much witchcraft. And even the fact that spirit of, manipulation, which is heavy, on the women of the tribes, okay, that spirit of manipulation, that's a form of witchcraft, okay. And it says, and he said unto the woman, yeah, as the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. And see, he's being subtle. Okay, he's starting a dialogue to get her answering questions, okay, to pretty much what trip her up. All right. It says, and the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. All right. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High have said, you shall not eat of, neither shall you touch it, lest ye die. Now, let's deal with this fruit, okay? When you get to the fruit, and you know they're speaking about an action. Let's get it in the definition, and then we'll get some more precepts, okay, to go into it. So when you go into the word fruit, in the Hebrew, which is, all right, parah, okay, and that's where you get the word Ephraim, aparium, okay, which means what? Be fruitful. Now, when you go to fruit, okay, the actual fruit, the produce of the ground, or the fruit, concerning your offspring or children of the womb, or this here, fruit of actions, okay, figuratively, okay, or a reward for your actions, all right, which in this society, what is rewarded? Thought culture, thought behavior, nigger culture, degenerate culture, okay, independent woman, strong black woman, all this rewarded. You see, those actions are rewarding. See, this is what the serpent brought to Eve, another way outside of the way that Yahweh Bashim al-Shah intended. Okay, now let's get some more precepts, just to prove, they're speaking of the fruit. All right, speaking of actions. So when you go to the book of Jeremiah, all right, chapter 17 and verse 10. All right, Jeremiah 17:10, it says, I, the Lord, Yahweh Bashim al-Shah, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways, okay, and according to the fruit of his doings, okay, because what has the actions produced? What has the actions produced? What has the actions of the feminist culture produced? What has the actions of street culture, okay, harlot culture, you see, independent woman culture, what has that produced? You see, a rebellious, confused, bugged out nation, man. Okay? And Yahweh Bashim al-Shah is going to judge according to the fruit of the doings of our people, man. You know? And Eve was at the forefront of accepting their fruit, which is that other way, the instructions on how to behave, man. Okay? Eve gets her morals, okay, or her immorals. She gets her standards and her instructions on what success is, what's prosperity based off of who? Esau, Edom, man. Okay? He sets the standard for Eve, man. And Eve moves off that standard. Okay? Even today, it's spiritual. Like today, right now, there's no one that's complying with mask mandates still, except for Eve, man. Even Jake done took the mask off for the most part. Okay, Jake was a little slow, to get it, but the only one that's still full compliant is Eve, man. You know? So let's get a couple more just to prove that point. This is another one in Jeremiah. Just drive home the point. Jeremiah 32 and 19. All right, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 32, verse 19. It says, "Great in counsel and mighty in work, for thine eyes are open upon all the ways of the sons of men, to give every one according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings." You see, letting you know that they're speaking of what? An action. So what did Eve receive from the serpent? Instructions on how to act. Okay, that's why you can play a song in the middle of Walmart, and what will Eve do? She will get to twerking because she has received those instructions. Okay, she's enchanted by who, man? The serpent. Okay, everywhere you go, anywhere, or Walgreens, you play a certain song, it's in Eve's spirit to what, man? Okay, start to be provocative, man. These rap artists, all right, because you had on that video, I believe it was WAP. All right. Let's see if I can find some images. Well, you remember that video when you had Cardi, all right, and Megan, See if we can find some pictures real quick. And we'll get back to it. Yep. So let me stop sharing it. So let's get this real quick. This is some break. I don't tell what type of ritual this was. All right. But this article say Cardi B was peed on by a snake during the WAP video shoot. Telling what that goes into, but you can see, okay. And you look at these women, okay, which Megan, is, that's a great debate. You see? Let's take Cardi, for instance. What you look, she has all this surgery. You know, she has this certain shape, okay, that women covered after. All right. So she's pretty much she receiving her instructions from the serpent, and she's used as an enchantment on the masses. That's why there's millions of women that think, okay, like a Cardi B. All right. She's what you call a talisman, you know, a walking enchantment. All right. Let's see, y'all can see. Okay. All right, zoom. So I can zoom a little bit. You see? Enchantments, man. It's the, you know, and if you spiritual, you can see these things, man. All right. This is what's being forwarded to who? And now, like I say, and then you see, you know, Cardi, you know, pretty much the Northern Kingdom, you know, and Megan, you know, most likely the Southern Kingdom. Okay. The tribes, man. This is spiritual warfare. And a lot of our people are enchanted and snared. Okay. Now, let's go back to the scriptures. All right. Now, so we understand the fruit. So pretty much Eve was receiving instructions on the alternate way of how to be outside what, all right, was ordained by Yahweh Shem Shai through Adam. And Adam gave Eve the right way. That's why she knew, okay, of what to partake in and what not to partake in. But what did Esau do? Okay. He dressed it up as something beneficial, as a way that's better than what she had. He made it seem like she was oppressed, and we're going to get it. Verse 4 says, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. And I want y'all to remember that. Okay? Ye shall not surely die. Okay? He lied, man. It said, for the Most High doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. So he made it seem as if the Most High was oppressing the woman in her role, okay, under the man. All right. And that was one of the main arguments of the feminist movement, the women's liberation, is that they was oppressed by men. The serpent came with the same game from the garden, man. Okay. He just put it on TV talk shows. All right. It says, and the woman saw that the tree was good for food and that it was pleasant to the eyes. Why? Because what do women, all right, let's matter of fact, get this word pleasant. All right. So you get this word pleasant. All right. It's the na. Okay. The na. All right. And what did it say? It said a desire, okay, a wish, long as a one's heart. So it was already something in Eve. Okay. It was already something in Eve that was covetous, okay, over what? The authority, all right, that Adam had. Okay. Because you look at women now, they want the authority and the rank that men have. Okay. That was the main thing that she coveted. And the serpent said, you can have that. Okay. What's holding you back? The Most High is holding you back. You bound to his way, you know. You can have the riches. You can have concubines. You see, you can have male concubines. Okay, you can have male servants. You see, and that's what you see playing out today. You can be worshiped. You can be a god. Okay, because this is society that's laden in what women worship. Okay, and we're gonna get these things, man. You know, we're gonna get these videos on these things. All right, but there was a particular way that Yahweh Shema Shah had it set up where men and women complement each other. Because you look at the relationship between men and women today, it's a competition, okay, and it's a war. All right, it's a war between man and woman. All these different platforms with, you know, you have the red pill community, then you have Eve mad, upset, you know, with her platform, and you know, well, men ain't on my level, you know, and all this old. See, it's a war. All right. And brothers, that's not our war. The war between man and women. See, that's the people of this world. All right, they can have that. Okay, we make videos and make points about particular things, but we're not at war with women. Okay, we're at war with the source, and that's Esau Edom. Okay, our warfare is in the spirit because Eve is just the byproduct of the serpent. You know, because each generation to get long as he's in power, each generation to get worse. Okay, so trying to be at war with Eve, that's a pointless war. Okay, you got Jake that's full blown into it, which everybody, you know, everybody got their gift and they lot, you know. But for us brothers, that's not our war. All right, she through, she gone. You know, you got to chalk Eve up to the game for the most part. You know, there's a few here and there, but for the most part, you just chalk Eve up to the game, man. You know, use her for what she worth. All right, and let her play the role, you know, that's needed. But other than that, man, it's, you know, done for the most part. Now this is Psalms 113:9. It says, "He maketh the barren woman to keep house and to be a joyful mother of children. Praise you, the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Al Shai." And this is a woman, you know, that's in her lot. Okay, to be a keeper of a house. All right, under see that's a vital role within the nation. A woman that can keep house. Okay, cooking and cleaning was just, you know, the necessities, but you had women that would order, you know, the households of men. Okay, keep things in order, keep, you know, help maintain his affairs. That's why, you know, women have a natural knack to be what? Nurses, okay, teachers, secretaries, administrators, okay, handling all, you know, the minute task, okay, to keep things afloat. They have that a natural knack for that because that's their purpose. All right, not to be these single, strong, black, independent women. And you see how it's going. Eve is miserable, man. Okay, Eve is miserable, man, because she's out of her purpose for the most part. If a brother could put Sirach 25:1, you know, just to prove, like I said, that men and women weren't meant to be at war with each other. They're supposed to complement each other, man. Okay, because there's nothing like there's a certain type of motivation that you can get, you know, from women. But see, in this society, Eve has been taught to manipulate that, all right, for her advantage. Okay, the motivation and inspiration that can come from a woman, you know, they can pretty hype up a man to do, you know, some great things. All right, what has happened in this society, Eve has manipulated it for her benefit. Okay, the hell with the family. Now, this the brother Bayon Yashala, Sirach 25:1. It says, "In three things I was beautified, and stood up beautiful before the Most High men, the unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, a man and a wife that agree together. Okay, this war and this, this war, the sexes, this ain't supposed to be, man. Men, women and men, all right, men and women are supposed to be on the same accord, all right, and that woman is under that man, helping forward, all right, the legacy of that man, which does what? Forward the whole nation, man. Okay, it's the man and women was made different to complement each other, man, not to be at war. Okay, but the serpent has turned, things into a war. What's that in Revelation 6:4? I get that, and then we'll get a couple of these videos. All right, this is Revelation 6:4. Said there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon. And this is the rulership of Esau Edom. Okay. It says, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. Okay. And part of that sword also is his witchcraft, man. These enchantments, which cause what? Division. And these enchantments cause what? People to have a culture where they put themselves to death. Okay? These enchantments that's on our people of what? Abortions. Okay? So women, because abortions in the because that's one of the main things that women's lives fought for, was the right for abortion. Okay? So between abortions and gun violence, all right, Esau enchantments are likened unto a sword, man. From his enchantments to his nukes, okay, to his military. This man has did nothing but take peace from the earth, man. All right, and let's get this. Spirit keep giving me precepts. This is the book of Micah 2. This is Micah 2:1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds when the morning is light. They practice it because it's in the power of their hand. And they do this on every level with all different agendas, but sticking to this agenda, okay, who has control over the media, over the music, over Hollywood? Okay, what sex is, what marriage should be, who's been controlling, okay, that image. All right. Esau Edom is in the power of his hand to do these things. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage, man, because they go throughout the earth stealing lands. And when they steal lands and colonize it, what do? They bring their philosophies and ways of life to those lands. Okay, where people live their traditional way. Okay, and wander after the beast, man, which is confusion and disorder. Okay, and death. All right. So let me cue this up.
Could you please tell us who you are?
We are from mostly planets Erna and Temer. Carlicia, say they.
All right, now I know, y'all brothers, know about those surgeries that Eve, be going to the DR to get. Okay, and who are they trying to look like when they go get these surgeries, you know? And that's another thing of the serpent, all right? He push, you know, shortcuts and convenience. Like, you don't have to stick to a diet. You don't have to work out, you know? You don't have to live a healthy lifestyle. You can just go come get my surgery. I can make you look like what you want. I can do a miracle on you. Okay? Because plastic surgery is nothing but witchcraft, man. Okay? It's a lie. Okay? So let's see, all right, how this turns out, you know, for Eve, man. And you're gonna notice no men,
First,
you
a
know,
6
nowhere.
Indianapolis woman is dead after traveling to the Dominican Republic for plastic surgery.
Okay, and what you're gonna see within here, you're gonna see no men. Okay, because see, women need guidance. Okay, before, you know, sex and all these other things, women need guidance, man. Okay, and you're gonna see just a bunch of single women making all these crazy ass decisions, man. No man in the picture anywhere. All right, and this what this society has bred. Okay.
Indianapolis woman is dead after traveling to the Dominican Republic for plastic surgery. It is a growing trend. U.S. citizens leaving the country to get those procedures.
And WRTV's Adam Shooms and photojournalist Paul Chiodo having this week to try to find out what went wrong in the Dominican Republic.
With a heavy heart, Sheree Terry reflects on the life of her twin sister.
And she went to go get her body done in a DR, and she never made it back.
Shakari Terry was a mother to a 2-year-old and the proud owner of the Mini Blessings in Paradise daycare on the city's east side before going to the Dominican Republic.
And me and my sister had the type of relationship where we could get into it 1 minute, and then right after that, we'll be back friends and talk. And so I knew someone right. I felt it in my heart. And I've been just trying to get help.
This wasn't Shakari's first surgery this year. She posted on her Facebook back in February that she got surgery. Her family says it was a gastric sleeve surgery that she got in Mexico. Just a few months later, on April 11th, her family says Shakari went with her friend Carlisha Williams to the Dominican Republic.
So she definitely was healthy. Everything went wrong. It happened there.
They both had surgery for a Brazilian butt lift and a tummy tuck. They say the surgery was performed by Dr. Jose DeSena, seen here before the surgery.
But after she called me Thursday night, she just wasn't right.
The second day into recovery, which was Friday, the 15th, Shakari I was, moving around a lot more. And Shakari, I was still in pain, but I was moving around. Shakari wasn't really moving around. She wasn't doing nothing. She would lay in bed. I would go in there and try to get her out the bed, try to get her to come downstairs and eat with me. And she just wasn't responding well.
Carlisha says Shakari was moved from their recovery house and admitted to a clinic in Santiago.
When we go in there and I see Shakari, I almost fell out. Like literally, like she was on all these machines. She was unresponsive. And she wasn't talking, wasn't alert, eyes closed. She's unresponsive.
Carlisha Williams was told that Shakari was okay. Her kidneys were doing well and her body needed rest. Carlisha says Dr. DeSena said she was only sedated.
So I'm like, so if you unhook that, you know, she'll be able to breathe and stuff like that on her. He was like, oh, yeah, she's perfectly fine. Like, you know, her body just needs rest.
Carlisha says she went back to see Sha'Carri the next day, and a different doctor was there.
And as you can see, okay, she suffered, man. This was a suffering, drawn out death, man. Okay, the fruits of their doings, man. Okay, she's doing this to do what? What does this have to do with nation building? Okay, she's taking her instruction from who? Okay, she's trying to make her body to look like who, man? These enchantments that Esau was putting on the screen. Okay, and you see she's suffering, man. All right, Eve get a little money. This is what she do, and that's what Esau push, shortcuts. Okay, loopholes. Like I say, come to me. I can make you look like who you want, and eat. And our people are destroyed. You look at Lil' Kim, you know, the Braxton sisters, man. How they look with this surgery, crazy, goofy as hell, man. And they all turn into the same person after a while, man. Okay, Lil' Kim, they look like Michael Jackson. The Braxton, they start looking like Michael Jackson, man. During his final, you know, mutation. All of them start looking like the same person, man. Nose start disappearing, you know. As the brother put, and you put this scripture right under this picture, man. You can't make it up because she's alive right here, but she's dead, man. Okay, this from the brother Maj Naeem, servant of Yahweh Shai. 1 Timothy 5:6, it said, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. Okay, and you can't make this up, man. This precept is right under this picture, man. Okay, like it was meant to be there. Okay, let's let it play out, man. We can leave it.
According to Carlisha, that doctor told her Sha'Carri was having a hard time breathing on her own. But 20 minutes later, she says Dr. Desenia came in and told her Sha'Carri was getting better and just needed dialysis.
I reach out to the mother and, you know, I'm telling them what's going on, but I'm trying not to scare them. But at this point, I want to scream, like, get down here, like, you know.
When Sha'Carri's mom arrived about a week after the surgery, Carlisha says the doctors continued to say that Sha'Carri just needed rest, and they were told to leave. Carlisha was set to come back to Indiana the next day.
Her mother's talking to her. Her mother, basically, she tells me, like, Carlisha, I don't believe my daughter is alive. She was like, I know my daughter isn't alive. Why won't they tell me?
By the time she got to Indiana, Carlisha said that she was notified that Sha'Carri had passed away.
So she was like, Carlisha, I went back to my room. She was like, I was probably there for about an hour. She was like, they called me and told me Sha'Carri's heart stopped just that quick. I said, huh? She said, as soon as she went in, she said her daughter was already in a body bag that quick.
Sheree and Carlisha say they just want answers. I reached out to the State Department. They said they can confirm the death of a U.S. citizen in the Dominican Republic, and they're providing all appropriate assistance to the family.
We're gonna keep fighting. We will not stop at all. Sha'Carri was a very important person.
Working for you, Adam Shooms, WRTV.
Well, we have made numerous attempts to contact Dr. Jose Desenia in the Dominican Republic. He has not responded to any of our requests. We will keep trying to reach him, however.
And tonight, the family tells us after trying for days, they expect Sha'Carri's body back in the U.S. tomorrow. There will be a balloon release for Sha'Carri Terry happening this Saturday at 4 p.m.
This will be at 5417 East 38th Street on the northeast side of Indianapolis, and we do want to pass along the public is welcome to attend. WRTV reached out to a doctor who specializes in plastic and reconstructive surgeries for Eskenazi, Methodist, and IU Health. He said traveling overseas for plastic surgery is a growing trend.
Dr. Ivan Haddad said since last summer, he has seen at least one patient a week at his practice at Eskenazi who had previously left the country for plastic surgery. He said some had complications from those overseas surgeries and some did not.
I would say it's like 50-50 in that there's a number of patients that, had the operation that they wanted and had a adequate result. But then, it's basically a coin flip where the others, have some complications, some that are, expected, some that are not, or the result wasn't what they expected.
Dr. Haddad said fairly often he sees patients that have traveled to another country for surgery. So before you get any kind of procedure here in Indiana, you can look up a doctor and check out their qualifications, disciplinary history, and any claims of malpractice. Just go to the state's website, in.gov, and find the Medical Licensing Board of Indiana section. Once you are there, scroll down to the consumer patient information. We will have a link to that.
Now, instead of banning it, okay, instead of banning it, they tell you just do a background check. Okay, this is the Serpent Society, man. Okay, that's another lesson, man. My brother Baba Shah put that in the comment board. This is the Serpents Society, man. Okay, now here it is. They were serious about the death of the thing. Okay, they locked everything down, but here it is. You have people. He told us a 50% chance, man. Hey, but that serves right, because who you think the main person is going down there to get them surgeries, man? Okay, these Eve, the guy, a little cheese. Okay, these nurses, these RNs, got a little money, these daycare owners, you see, got a little cheese. They running down there, get them surgery, and they say, well, it's a 50% chance, man. But when you go to abortion rate amongst the nigga woman, it's 48%. So, hey, it's evening out. Okay, it's evening out. An Israelite child has a 50% chance of living in the womb of Eve. Okay, well, Eve has a 50% chance of going down there and having complications with these surgeries, man. And how about Shemal Shah is a just power, man, and the fruit of Eve doing is being addressed, man, and it's only going to increase. Okay. Now I have another video I want to get into, because what's trending now and why is Eve, running to go get these surgeries. Now here it is. You have all this information on GMO foods, okay, all these different things, and Eve is spending thousands of dollars on her body, okay. But do you see Eve taking, cooking lessons on, better foods, better ingredients, and, to be a better mother? Okay, you're a single mother. Okay, well, the extra money, why not take it to enhance your mother skills? Okay, take classes on enhancing your woman skills. Okay, ass backwards, man. And that's why, the script talk about those born in vain, man. And a lot of women in America are here to be put to death, man. Okay. Now let's get this. This guy here,
I have a challenge for all of you. Go to every computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister, your brother's computer, and install Honey. Wait, Mom, before you check out.
In the bedroom.
All right. So let's go here. This guy's channel. Please Act Right. You know, he has some pretty good content. You know, I look at it every now and then. Like I said, I you know, don't do a lot of videos like that, you know, but things concerning, you know, as far as how counterproductive, you know, the woman has become towards nation building, you know, I touch on that a little bit. But you know, he got some decent content, you know, you brothers kind of go check out and just get some perspective, you know, because just like Esau being exposed, you know, Eve is being exposed on an all-time high too. But see, these women go get these surgeries because they want that glory that comes with being, you know, this well-shaped thought in America, man. That's why you have women, even who have rich, you know, husbands, they want the glory, okay, that comes with thought culture that Esau has, you know, exalted, you know, and glorified amongst thought culture, man. Just like you would have Jake that will come from a well-to-do house, okay, but he would want the glory of a street nigga, okay? And what is that glory seen on Esau's media? His witchcraft, man. Okay, the same niggas that he glorified on TV, he has a task force for. You see, ATF, you know, FBI. He has a task force for all these different lifestyles that he glorifies, man. You know? So let's play this. All right. And you brothers, you know, you post precepts as they come to you.
Hi. Hey, this is Raul. Please Act Right. Have you guys ever heard of a sugar baby? Well, if you've heard of a sugar daddy, then you know what a sugar baby is. A sugar baby is a young lady who is accepting money from a man, generally an older one, in exchange for doing favors like going out on dates, spending time with him, and of course, having relations with him. Here's a young lady who used to be married and decided to switch her life up and become a sugar baby. So here's a woman who lives in Las Vegas and is being interviewed on why she decided to make a career of being a sugar baby. She lives in an apartment that is being fully paid for by her sugar daddy. He also bought her a brand new Mercedes-Benz. Then she revealed she was from Montana. She says she was a stay-at-home mother before. This is somebody's mother doing this. This woman traded in her married life for this, you know, the money. Why did she do it? Because she saw another woman blogging and saw her lifestyle with the new car, an apartment, and the clothes being paid for by her sugar daddy, and decided she wanted the same thing too. So she decided to leave her husband and pursue a career of being a sugar baby. Then she reveals to the young lady during the interview that she has multiple sugar daddies. Can you guess how many she has? 12. She has 12 full-time sugar daddies. And she tells the young lady who's interviewing her that she's having relations with all 12 of them. The interviewer's face was classic. She was looking at her like, have you lost your mind? Man, this has all the earmarks of being a... She says it rarely happens, but some girls are able to get $10,000 a month from one sugar daddy. Now keep in mind, these guys that are paying them are rich. So $10,000 a month is nothing to them. But for the young ladies out there who are thinking about doing this, he's paying for you to be at his disposal. And trust me, you are going to be at his disposal. Then the interviewer asked her what's the most she's ever made in 1 month. And she said $30,000 was the highest she's ever gotten. And it was all cash. I wonder what she's doing with all this money. Because if she's not handling it properly, where it can earn interest for her future, she's going to be in for a big surprise when she hits the wall. We all know there's going to come a time when these men are not going to pay her anymore. And they're going to trade her in for a younger, newer model. I mean, let's be real. The only thing she's doing is selling her body. There's another word for this other than sugar baby. Then she admits, if you're in the sugar baby industry, you're in the relations industry. Duh. She also reveals that these guys tell her if they're going to pay her, she is required to be submissive. I wonder if she played the submission role when she was married. She also says that in the bedroom, they want to spank her, gag her, tie her up, choke her, and do things even worse than that.
Then what keeps you going? The addiction to the money.
And because of the money that they're paying her, she has to go out with them even if she doesn't want to. And she has to look her best. And if she doesn't, they're going to let her know in a second. And she has to go change until they're satisfied with the way she looks. She admits she's gone out with a few particular guys that she didn't even want to spend time with, all for the sake of the almighty dollar. And that she has to put on an act.
It takes a lot of courage to admit that you need help. We could actually all use a little help and guidance sometimes to get our minds to a good place. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp is the largest online therapist.
She has to put on an act. Even though she can't stand being with the guy. What would possess a woman to want to live her life this way? A woman will sell her precious body. There you have it. And they're out here in full force doing this sugar baby thing and making videos telling other women how to do the same thing. Check it out.
If you're watching this video, you are probably interested on how you can bag yourself an SD.
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about?
In this video, I'm going to be spilling all of the tea, baby, on how to get yourself an SD and a good one. Because some of them aren't good. Some of them are not sugars. They're sweeteners. If you guys hear this beep going on in the background, please disregard it. I haven't changed my smoke alarm. It's been literally beeping for days and I've just been so lazy to change it.
So you took the time out to put it on your hair, put on eyelashes, put on fingernails, and you took the time to learn how to be a sugar baby. And now you're going to teach other women how to do the same thing. But you won't take time out to stand on the chair, pull down the smoke detector, and change the battery on the thing so that if your house catches on fire while you sleep, it'll wake you up and save your life. Okay.
Life is so exciting. Y'all know I'm my little, this video is going to be sugar baby do's and don'ts. I composed a little list. Sugar daddy, actively sugaring thing. I kind of just go for the rich dudes now.
So the first question is, what is a sugar baby? Now, a sugar baby is just a young individual who, takes money from old guys. Takes money from old guys. There's not really anything more to it. It's just a person who, hangs out with someone older who does have money and just kind of, whatever you guys agree on, y'all do basically, and you get paid for it. That's basically what a sugar baby is.
You cannot ask a sugar daddy for some money and you don't even look like money because you want to be a part of my bad roster. I know that's right. A girl who's not going to associate herself with men who cannot upgrade her lifestyle. Of course, at the end of the day, we are all after finances. Are the type that want to be a sugar baby, but they don't want to talk to their sugar daddy. They don't want their sugar daddy touching them. They don't want anything to do with their sugar daddy. And that's not how it works. I've been in this business literally since I was 20 years old. I've never met a high-paying, generous sugar daddy who is going to give you a big allowance, but he's never going to meet you. It doesn't work that way. Women are dating every day, and a lot of them are dating for no reason. Some girls have spent the block, honey, been around the block a couple times and still don't have nothing to show for it. They don't have a nice car. They don't have a nice place to live. They don't have any money in their bank. They don't have any dreams or aspirations. So don't ever let being a sugar baby or the job title stop you from actually going into it. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. I'm a sugar baby, honey, and I carry myself with class every single day. I'm not ashamed of anything. Okay.
So how many of you all out there already know how this is going to end? These sugar daddies are not going to marry these women down the road, which means they're going to end up exactly the way the 304s are ending up, asking where all the good men are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. I wanted to make this video just to make sure that you all are aware that this is going on, in case you happen to have a young niece or even daughters who might be considering doing it. Not only is this bad for them while they're doing it, because we know how this is going to end up, but this could be extremely dangerous. Because this is how some of these girls come up missing, end up deceased, or even in trafficking. The bottom line is this: these young ladies don't want to work. Now, I understand if you don't want a 9-to-5 job, but this is dangerous on so many levels. So if you're a young lady considering doing this, you better think about what you're doing, because this is nothing more than, hey, somebody didn't tell you, and I love you, so might as well be me. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified when I post a new video. I post a new video every week. And in the meantime, will you please act right? My name is Raul. See you in another video. So if you enjoyed this video,
There you go, man. There you have it. All right. and when you think of it, Esau was pretty much, the first sugar daddy back in the garden, man. And Eve was a sugar baby. Okay, that's what the hell they were talking about back there, man. All right, and it's just another word, as he say, okay, for a prostitute. All right, it's just another word for it, man. If brother can post I think it's Amos 7:17, Bible shot. All right, this is Brother Corn Yashala, 144,000, Proverbs 6:26. For by the means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread. Yeah, because that's one thing you gotta understand. That's why, when you see a woman pretty much that look a particular way and come in a certain energy, there's no use of saying anything, because there are, sugar daddies that are sponsoring these women, man. And you try to take your little 9-to-5 check over there and it get devoured, man. Okay? When the scripture talk about these women at ease, some of these women, all right, these average, and you can see Eve sorry as hell. Okay? Eve sorry as hell. This ain't a thing like I'm just trying to get on Eve. Like, this Eve sorry as hell, like, for real. But you got these, women, but they got them bodies. Okay, that's why Eve would take a chance to go to the Dominican Republic, knowing that death is on the table, because they want those lifestyles, man. Okay, because like I say, man, you have these regular women, but they look decent. They have these, these bodies, and they're getting 10,000 a month, man. There's women on OnlyFans getting 10,000 a month. Okay, some of them, 30,000. So these women are getting, what a hard-working man to get in a half a year. Okay, a quarter of the year, or some men a whole year in a month. Okay, and you can see why a lot of women, look at an average man as peasants. We don't stand a chance, man. That's why, hey, brothers, be wise, man. You trying to deal with these women, you take your little hourly check over there, man. Shit, you ain't gonna make it to 10 o'clock, man. All right? All right, this is the brother Bayan Yashala. Amos 7:17 said, therefore, thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shah, thy wife, okay, and it's speaking of the women of Israel, because the women of Israel, their whole existence, okay, their whole purpose was to be wives to Israelite men. Okay, it says, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword. Okay, street life. Okay, hot girl summer. Okay, this explains it. And thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line. Okay, and this is what we're seeing over there in our homeland, while We're over here in this polluted land, and thou shalt die in the polluted land, America mainly, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. Okay, and that's what what happened. We got put out for playing, the harlot, man. You know, we was for the streets as a nation, man. For playing the harlot. All right, on our husband, Yahweh Shema Shah. This Sirach 25 or 24 says, "Oh, the woman came to begin of sin, and through her we all die." And there's some accountability for your ass, man. Okay, because at the end of the day, as a nation, we fail. But in this society, they make it seem as if the woman is exempt, from judgment, man. Okay, this the brother. All right, sup with Yahushua, Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 24. All right. Yep. It said, nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, going all the way back to the serpent. All right. Through who? Eve. And then Eve does not want to be accountable, man. Because this society told Eve that she doesn't have to be accountable. That's why she gets incentives for her mistakes. Okay, the more kids she have, no matter how many baby daddies, the more benefits she gets. Okay. It's a society that incentivizes Eve to be reckless, man. Women in general to be reckless, mainly Eve. It says, and they that do hold of his side do find it, man. And Eve is finding what? Death. Matter of fact, I want to get this before I close out. This is another one, just to show you. Now, this woman here, let me find it real quick. Let's see. Let's see. Now this site here. I think her name is Lee Gordon. Okay, and you can see Eve, EVE. Okay, but when you go into it, you see. All right, what do you see? Okay, Miss Juicy, stabilizing in ICU. Okay, what it say? Houston club denies involvement in the Felicia Jones case. Okay, she was put to death. All right, ring footage revealed more about Britney's. He been put in to death, man. Okay. 23-year-old Penn State student survives road rage. Okay. "30-year-old gone after trying to help a friend. 20-year-old shot in the middle of the night. 28, they said 20-year-old WNBA and college star. All right, basketball player shot while driving in Philadelphia. Aspiring model, okay, missing after leaving Houston nightclub. Okay. It says Ghana public policy student gone after a disputing of over household chores. Pregnant Houston mother, days away from giving birth, found shot in running car. Okay. Natural hair and YouTuber and salon owner gone after trying to calm her boyfriend down in the standoff. 23-year-old missing. Hairstylist found in drainage ditch. What we got here? Pro and former University of Memphis ball player missing after witnesses. Okay, in abduction case. Man went to jail 1 hour after allegedly shooting ex-girlfriend in parking garage. Pleads not guilty. And it just goes on, man. Okay. Ye shall not surely die. Ye shall not surely die. Okay. That nigga lied, man. All right. And she's from down here in Jackson. Okay. 19-year-old dancing doll star TV star shot accidentally in her hometown. Okay. And she stays not too far from where my grandma stays now. She stayed, out there, West Jackson. Okay. And that's a different type of nigga over there, 26-year-old entrepreneur shot at shopping center, okay, while visiting her mom's job. It is non-stop, it's non-stop, man. And this is just 6 months ago. And it keep loading up 8 months ago, it keep, it's looking bad, man. 7-year-old girl shot while sitting in McDonald's. Okay. And McDonald's drive-through with her dad. Okay. It's a hell of a culture our people have adapted, man. But yeah, Lee Gordon. All right. If you want to check on Eve and how, it's working out for her in their lifestyle, check out Lee Gordon. She keeps up. So it's pretty much the point, You see the serpent lied, man. All right. So Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you few sisters were edified. Once again, we're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kapadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, whom rule well, teach well, being an example to his younger brothers, and peace and blessing, salutations to the hopeful elect. Till next time, I say Shalom, Kwam Yashala, Abba, DTA soon, Shalom.